この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here finally for the finale of ReZero Season 2. We're on episodes 24 and 25. The last couple of episodes we sort of chugged through every couple of days, and I haven't been watching another show in between because I just want to buckle down and focus on this. And this little finale is no exception. There's been a weekend, and now it's Monday, and I'm ready to watch it. I woke up this morning, and as has not happened in a long time, I had the urge to roll out of bed and scribble. So I scribbled. And what I ended up scribbling is like a warped house with a tiny curly-haired Ojo-sama sitting in the upper window, framed by doors and doors and doors. Betty. And that seems about right, because most of our big forward battles, big out there front-facing battle-y battles, have been resolved. Elsa is dead. She and Garf chewed on each other's necks in a really sexy way, and he's probably a vampire now. I don't know how vampirism works in this world, but that looked like the way that vampirism works to me. And also we did this cool, like, dip into darkness, sensually sucking each other's blood and chewing on each other's neck thing, and while, like, spasming on the floor. Kinky. I hope Garf is okay with being a vampire, but we'll see. It's a cool wrinkle. Ram has stolen the book from Roswell and thrown it into the fire. Everything that he was fighting for was wrapped up in this book. All of his fighting for the past juxtaposes perfectly and directly with our characters fighting for each other, for the potential of a future, with the recognition of internal weakness that builds into the strength of community and the strength of collaboration and the need and willingness to rely on others. Not like Roswell's weakness. Roswell is living in his past defeat. His defeat to the Warlock of Melancholy. Puck calls it out quite directly. Another man who used to talk like you. And wonders whether it's a wound or a memory, a desire to remember. But either way, it serves as really excellent metaphor or excellent symbolism for the kind of trauma leading to trauma that people really engage in all the time. It's like a weird, almost hard and fast rule. If you've experienced a bunch of damage and failure and trauma and shit, and you haven't really sat down with it and really taken the time to process it, and you've tried to process it in some other way, some externalizing fashion, some way that pushes it outside of the self, you will end up eventually creating that same kind of trauma in others. I don't know why it echoes like that, why it bounces down the staircase of the future like that, but it does. And it does in our real world just as it does in stories. So our characters are fighting to free themselves and the people around them from the ties of past failures, to look forward to futures that could be, potentials. And this is exemplified by what Amelia sees. Amelia sees a bunch of horrid futures. Terrible, despairing futures that must not come to pass. That can't be stomached. But we know that those are not all the futures that there are. We know that Echidna chose to show her only the darkness, a punishment or a joke in some sense. But that means that there are other possibilities. There's a chance, right? However slim, however unknown to us, all of the fears are quite clear. The fear that everyone will be dead and Amelia will be alone, hating everything, quite clear. Why? Doesn't matter. But the good futures... Sorry, I'm super sneezy now. But the good futures, we don't know what those look like. Those are all question mark. They're all unknown. And we have to make them. We have to fight to create them out of nothing. To build them. And echoing a line that's been rattling around in the back of my mind since I watched it. we have to choose to make those efforts worthwhile. This has been the piece of the last few episodes that's really stuck with me more than almost anything. Is this idea in Amelia and elsewhere of making sure that the things that the other person has done are not in vain. Taking responsibility for furthering their sacrifices and making them come to fruition. Seeing the effort that somebody else is putting into something and not knowing whether it's true or not, choosing to believe in it. Choosing to believe in the other person and try to make it true. Mostly this happens between Amelia and Subaru, as Amelia isn't sure. And Subaru is bound by belief in a possible future. He's trying for a future that could be, even if neither of them can see concretely what that is. That's been the strongest element of these episodes for me, because it's like it cuts off at the ankles like 90% of the arguments. The fluttering chaff of fear and doubt and relationship doubt and insecurity and stuff that is floating around in my mind. It answers so much of it. Like, but what if it's not worth it? But what if it's all meaningless in the end? And then the answer is, well, work to make it not that way. What if you worked to make it not that way? What if you acted like it wasn't that way? What if you acted like it could be meaningful? What if you put faith into the faith? What if you return trust with trust and effort with effort to meet and match and move forward, to make something out of nothing, to make those nebulous, impossible futures possible, and to make sure that the sacrifices that others have made in order to make that happen don't go in vain. That's potent to me. It's inspiring to me. And I really, really needed it. So here at the end, our major battles seem to be won. The sanctuary is shattered. Echidna may be awakened, I don't know. The people are free. The psychic walls are broken and torn down. The mansion is on fire, and that chapter of our lives is, it seems, over. Even if we're able to reconcile in some way with Roswell, I don't think we will. But we won't be going back and living in that mansion anymore. Rem is still asleep. And Betty is still stuck in there. So that's why I drew her, because that's where our focus is. This child, neglected, left alone, and given no purpose, as far as she can tell. Our last interaction, she asked if Subaru would be that person to her, and he laughed. Not meaning to be cruel, but she took it as deep cruelty and threw him out. So now, after battling across the manor, he's going back for Betty. I wonder if he'll be able to be that person for her. Or if his answer to why he can't will suffice. Either way, I care about her, and I hope that we're able to prevent her from experiencing a fate that she doesn't deserve. And it would be ideal to me if we were able to reveal to Betty in some way that the lack of, I don't know if this is the case, okay, but it's my insight, my inference. The lack of rules or lack of future decided for her in the books. What if that's an example of love and care? What if giving Betty the freedom to choose was what her mother intended? I don't know if it's the case. Maybe it's not that at all. Maybe it's just deep cruelty and a lack of care. But I wonder. I wonder if we could transmute that experience and make it understood to be one of love. Because that's a lot of what we've done with Amelia here, is we've gone through therapy, like examine your childhood type therapy, and examined your deep traumatic moments, the moment when you lost your mother and everything around you was destroyed partly at your own hands. And we unpacked the guilt and shame around it in order to reveal to Amelia that she's not locked into being that person, nor is that person who she thought she was. What if the same is true with Betty? What if Betty has made assumptions that have made her so deeply sad, has assumed herself outcast when she's not? Then we could mend the bonds inside her mind, even if we can't mend them in the real world. And she could maybe move forward. I hope so. I hope so. And with that, the time has come, and we are ready for ReZero Season 2, Episode 24. I've got the custom subs for it, and we're going to go ahead and watch this baby. Thanks so much for joining me here for the finale. We're going to watch 24 and 25 today. I don't see any other way to do it, unless I get absolutely whomped by 24 and have to talk about it for 2 hours. But I think we're going to watch both today. And then from there, there's a third season. Exciting. Scary, but exciting. There'll be 2 versions of this reaction video. Picture-in-picture in the description. Timer on YouTube. Beep beep timer to count you down. Let's go. Snowy. The homies all stayed. Oh, who made the ice shell? Puck? It was Puck. Puck? How's that Puxable, though? Hello, Ice Tree. Hmm. Hmm? Hoorah! That's good. Yeah, real building. Hey! I'm gonna go fight that tree. Hell yeah. Oh ho. Oh ho. He best not be dead. Because she loves you, dude. He's snowing. Damn. Okay. That's true. But, we all have our limitations. That's a good thing. You'll never be like that warlock, so it implies that Puck thinks he wants to be. Lost, man. You have to make your own fucking choices now. What a horror. What a great horror. What? Oh. He's been lost without decision making for hundreds of years. Fuck. Sorry, Rozzy boy. The tree! Hmm. What was that? Sons. Huh? Whoa. Yep. That was a Echidna voice. Huh? Okay. Good. Is she gonna switch? Extras. Paku? Fuck yeah. Puck yeah. Oh. Thanks, Paku. There's that faith in faith. What? Okay. So a sacrifice by Shima to keep this from all falling apart. Will this release the original? Or will they become joined? It's just fucking gone. I genuinely don't understand what just happened. I'm sorry. Run, children! She should attach them all to a sled. Whoa! Cool, Leah. Whoa. He's like giving it all to keep her alive. He'll never be like that warlock. I think he's pretty much like him now. Yeah. Face them all. Knowingly to go forward. Oh, man. Wow. Whoa! She's killing rabbits. Fuck you, rabbits. Holy shit, this is bad. I don't know. Hell yeah. Go, Leah, go! Holy shit, it's really on fire. Okay, so we get to find out what really happened. Until the time comes. Hmm. Huh. The authority granted to me. Whoa. But it's blank. But it's blank. Huh. So that will be Subaru. Unless it's something twisted. So it's loving and it's protecting her. But it is shutting her away. Oh, man. Oh. What? 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 He cloned himself? That's fucking new information. Holy shit. Ah! Stop talking so I wouldn't hurt her? How dare ye? This dork. He's not the one. He's not the one. He can't be the one. Whoa. Fuck. You've just rejected the one who is the person. So why did he respond as no? Yeah, why did he respond that way? That seems like the dumb dingo. And he's coming in. Oh. No, he's looking for her. In the burning mansion. Run, friends. And here she sits. Hey! Hold up. What? What? How did he end up? No! Fuck you. Correct. Correct. Your heart betrays you. Your soul betrays you, Byakko. You know you want it. You don't know what the fuck that means. How do you know? He didn't quite. She sees it as a betrayal. I think that means you are that person, actually. Nobody would want me unless they were destined to. Empty pages? But what if? What the fuck is happening? Do not let her vanish into Nowhereville. Shit, fuck. What were those words? Where did she go? She's in the void realm now. God damn it, shit, fuck. I think that's the idea. Yeah, we gotta go save this. Gotta save this little kid. Through the fire and the flames, baby. She's not gonna be there. The hidden door. Holy shit. You're risking it all, buddy. That's a backdraft. That's a backdraft. That'll kill you. That'll kill you. Don't open that. That'll kill you. He's got to, though. The last chance. Yep. Yep. You better let me in. Ugh. And he's in the library. How do you get out? How do you get out, though? Yeah, we know that. We know that, Betty. Tell me something I don't know. Huh? But the reverse, that he needs you. Wow. It's not you need me, you need me, you need me. She does need someone. But the whole fundament, the idea that you need someone else. Mm-hmm. Yeah, burned as fuck. Ow, ow, ow. That's clever. Yeah, that's right, baby, because there's no out for you. I think he's just fundamentally doesn't believe that that person is a thing. So what do you have to lose? Give up the limerence. Give up the potential. Ah, shit. You've been promised a perfect partner. I'm not that. I'm Subaru. Things end. Things end. It's like, yeah, it's still worth it. Fuck, 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 fuck. Ah! But it'll be his whole life. Oof. She drops the book and leaps for him. Fuck. Oh shit. Guys, he's dead. Whoa! We go to the sanctuary? You've been chosen. Fuck y'all. Are we gonna just arrive here as a beam of light and reunite with Amelia? Because I really hope we get a reunion. I will not let anything be lost. The words he wrote, does she mean the ones on the walls? Fuck yes! Amelia Tan? Hey, babe. Hey, babe, what's up? Yeah, that didn't go as well. I've been here before. And I've got a Betty. I think what's happening next is rabbit stew. Choose me. Woo! All right, it worked. We saved a Byaku. I think it worked great. I think that was really cool. I think this whole incredibly crying scene in the middle of a flaming mansion is pretty like emotionally peak. It's like as emotional as we can get in the show. I think. Yeah, that's good. That's pretty great. It's our flipped around counter to the whole Roswell story. Faith in you. And truly so. He gets to live that out and demonstrate it directly. This episode was like so packed with stuff happening. It's really funny to me because I feel like the last couple of episodes have been like everything has happened and everything is set up and everything is still set up the way that it has and nothing really changes. And then this episode, like everything changed. Everything changes. And that's great. I think it's cool as fuck. I'm really excited by everything changing. Roswell losing it and truly becoming melancholy, losing all hope for any kind of future, and cradling her. What am I supposed to do? Empty, listless, and without a guide. Welcome to the world, Roswell. Welcome to the world. Isn't that the way that all of us have always lived? If you've been born into this world, there's no guideline. And if you spend a lot of your time believing in one, you might end up really deeply disillusioned when you find out that it was written by people just like you. There's no echidna or like knowledge being to pass down an accurate predictive book of the future to you. It doesn't fucking exist. Every human on this planet is living with no idea of what they're doing. Whatever justifications they use to believe in it, whatever thing they've chosen to believe, they end up right there, like Roswell. Okay, I don't know what the next piece of the thing is for the Ryuzu thing. Like, yeah, I just don't know. And also we get the voice inside her head, which I think is really interesting. To fulfill my role, you undid its spell if it is gone, but she's going to prevent it from being gone? I'm really not sure. Thank you, Puck. Garf, our beloved grandson. A desire has been entrusted to me, and I have a wish that I want to fulfill. That's what the people I love always told me with a smile. Here you are. So she shakes Roswell in his nihilist emptiness and says, I've seen it all. I've seen the past. I've seen the present and the tragedy of the future, and I've come out of it all, and I still made up my mind to walk this path. What path? A path that wasn't even put out in front of you by some ancient witch? How impossible. But like, yeah, that's exactly it, right? That's the human choice. That's the living creature's inevitable choice. It's to live or to die, to be or not to be. To see the future that could be, with all of its horror, and to choose to walk forward anyway in the hopes that it will be something different. I finally get to start walking, and you sit down and do nothing. He's just gone. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. No, as long as you're alive, there's nothing that doesn't matter. I'm never going to give up on anyone ever again. The rabbits are coming. So we split our forces, and switch back over here. I think that the mansion burning, the full mansion burning, is one of the most striking images of our show so far. Because we saw this in full snow and with the Puck thing happening, and that's awesome. But now we're doing this like full collapse of the place that we've called home for this entire period. Like the whole show, this has been home. This has been like the safe space kind of, and it's collapsing. It's all burning down. We are stepping forward into an unknown future genuinely, right? Every safety of the home is gone. All of the familial metaphor and like emotional interrelation metaphor that's going on inside this household, poof, evaporated. We've shattered every relationship. We've shattered every bit of what the norm is now. We've torn apart the system. And we've broken it all down to the most important piece, which is Betty sitting in that library with the information. Getting to see the actual past of what happened with Beatrice is really cool. It's really cool and really interesting. And it manages to, I was hoping that it would like directly show us exactly what happened and demonstrate to us with clarity whether Beatrice is right or wrong. And instead, what I find really fascinating is that it manages to walk the line and stay right in the middle. And because of the way that Echidna is, it's unclear. Protect this library until the time comes. There's this prediction that there will be that someone, but it is genuinely unclear whether that's a lie from Echidna. I think it's really interesting because it absolutely could be. It could still be a lie from Echidna just to keep her here. I'm sure she'll help you. You're to stay here, and you'll be of no help against an enemy Roswaal can't handle. So he'll be protecting the sanctuary, and if that doesn't work, you wouldn't be able to help anyway. I am obligated to pass down the knowledge, but there's no love there. It's just like, this is what you're created for. This is your purpose. You knew it all from the start. She gives her the book, a replica, the authority granted to me. A simple guide to the future, but it's fucking blank. It's so curious to me. I'm sorry, but please understand. If I don't return, someone suitable will come for you. We'll just call them that person. This is my last request. Does Echidna know that the machinery of whatever's going on in this world will bring an isekai human here who will end up being there and caught up in this somehow and will inevitably find their way to Beatrice? Is that what she's counting on? Because we have evidence of, like, that's happened before. There's a big tree. So maybe she knows that somebody like Subaru will emerge. And just not knowing who it could be, because she can't know that. They don't exist yet. Is unable to give that to Betty except as a vague promise. I don't know. Roswaal cloning himself comes as a real shock to me. Did we hear about that at any other point? I don't think so. But this bedraggled, destroyed Roswaal clones and recreates himself. Recreates his soul. And it is new, fresh, young, idealistic Roswaals who awaken and join. Handed down from one Roswaal to the next. But Puck and I were not the same. So I killed my emotions driven by envy. Whoa. And then this motherfucker didn't care. So, this is important. Afraid that the faint hope I had would end up betrayed, I sent him away. Prevent him from having the choice. Having the chance. Prevent the hope. So I finally realized that person was never going to show up. And so to protect myself, my heart, I gave up. And yet he keeps coming. So what's going on? I'm reminded of the way people create an ideal partner. The one, right? The perfect partner. This is going to be hard for me to speak on because I'm like struggling with it actively. So forgive me. I hope that you I hope that you take it in stride. I think people build up an ideal of a perfect partner and then spend a lot of energy trying to determine whether their actual partners, the people they're really near, match up with that ideal. Right? So, like, Betty has a box and it's the one, that person, and she's trying to fill it. She's trying to determine not whether she cares about Subaru or whether Subaru is important to her or anything like that. She's trying to determine whether Subaru is the person who fits that box, right? It's not a self-facing question. It's an externally facing question based on something insubstantial, something that doesn't exist. A set of expectations, perhaps? I think no matter what kind of relationship you're in, you can generate a fictional identity for that person, the one, right? Who would have none of the flaws that your current partner has and would have all sorts of positive things that your current partner doesn't have and would be perfect in all these ways, right? And I think in your mind, you end up comparing your present partner with that fictional, the one. There's something to that makes sense, right? Like, you're out there looking for something. You wanted to check these boxes because you think these are going to be the things that fulfill you. That's very reasonable. But that person doesn't necessarily exist. And so if you find yourself in the situation where you care deeply about someone and the connection between you works, why get hung up on that set of check boxes? It seems silly, right? Like, isn't the whole point to get to that connection that works? Doesn't it not matter if they fulfill all the parameters you were particularly looking for? Because they've fulfilled the greatest parameter of all, which is that it works, right? And then in your mind, as you look for the future or for the potential, you end up weighing this real extant thing that actually is, not against the disappearance of that thing, right? Like, not against zero, but against the potential thing that could match all the boxes that you have and be perfect. And you're comparing apples with apples with wings, with like fake shit that doesn't exist. You're not comparing apples and oranges. You're not comparing your partner with that other person that you know at work who's really cool. You're comparing your partner with the imagined version of that person who actually fits all your boxes and is perfect, right? You're arguing Subaru, the guy who's kept coming back into your house and been like, I care about you, I'm here. You're trying to match him with a fictional person who literally doesn't exist. Being like, because he doesn't fit that, he can't be the one for me because he's not the one as I prescribed to myself. But what if that's bullshit? What if it's a bunch of set up expectations that you've created mostly out of your own traumas and your own expectations because of, the relationships that you've perceived, mostly your parents, and your own emotional damages and stuff? What if it has very little bearing on reality? What if that list of checkboxes, if you were to find someone who fulfilled them, you would be altogether likely that that person would fail to fulfill some checkbox that you didn't even know was there, right? Like, they fulfill all my checkboxes, but they're a drunk fucking asshole who beats me. Now, does this mean that you should settle for someone who doesn't fulfill what you want in your relationships, friendships, partnerships, community, business pairings, like whatever? No, it doesn't mean you should settle. There's a different attitude going on here. It means you should keep your eyes open to what's actually there and avoid living in a fiction. What's really there. I'm never going to give up on anyone ever again. You're never going to give up on anyone ever again. If you jump straight to violence, we'll never... Pushes back in until you actually shut me out for real. No, you're putting on a front. You said it yourself. You said that you're not. I would have believed you even if it was a lie. But you said you weren't, and you said that I was dumb. So she's just rejected. And deeply rejected, like, not just I reject you, but like I reject the whole premise that you're operating under and have been operating under for 400 years. So it's over. Get out. I'm not that person, but I want to stay with you. I'm not this framework. I'm not this thing that was promised to you. Although he likely is. Like, even in denying it, he fulfills it, which is quite interesting. There's something deeply messianic about this. I think that it should be clear. Deeply unclear whether the author has any awareness of messianic prophecies and shit like that. We do have the sins. But it's like, I'm waiting for the chosen one. I'm waiting for the chosen one. And a man arrives who goes, I am not the chosen one. I am just man. And I care about you. I'm not chosen. I'm not something special. We all are. That was the chosen one, right? It's like, almost it's part of the thing is to deny that you are that person. And then to say that I would just do all the things that that person would do because they're right to do. I want to be near you. I think the visual effects throughout this are really cool. I don't know about the black lightning crack thing. It kind of feels like it's just pasted over everything else. But the warbliness of everything as this whole space begins to collapse, it's fucking sweet. Whoosh! Goodbye. Her own fear, her own belief that she's rejected causes her to reject. So he runs back in, truly through the fire and the flames, and begs for another audience. So here it is. Help me. That's the reversal here. Not that I'm here to save you or to help you, because that's not going to work. But that you're needed. That you're wanted. The only thing I can do is to hang on and keep begging. Please help me. And it will be over. Like, not only are you asking me to commit to someone who's not the right person, you're going to be fucking dead, and I'll have lost, and it'll be worthless, and it's a waste. But it's not a waste, says the show. It's not a waste. And you choose that person to be that person. That's Subaru's reversal. It's not that Betty's waiting for the right guy to show up and save her. It's that she needs to realize that it's hers to choose. So with the choice made, we'll hold hands today and tomorrow until we can't anymore. We'll engrave those moments on your spirit so you can never forget. Just forget this crush on some stranger you wouldn't even recognize. Stop having this broken, limerent feeling toward someone who doesn't exist. You've had 400 years and I'm the one who's here. Come with me. Forget this fake crush. Live through the guarantees. Don't fear the potential. Choose. Choose. Choose to choose. It's where we were in the sanctuary with Garth. The choice to choose. To not just let things go. It's what he begs of Beatrice. And in doing so, he pulls her, as he has all these other characters out of this endless loop, this melancholy, this inaction, and onto the path toward a future that is question marks and might be filled with despair and loss and death and destruction. And that's okay, because it's the future and we're choosing it. That's what's up, baby. That's what's up. Cool. So we arrive on the other side of the world to help Amelia against the rabbits. Our team reteamed. Our characters reawakened and reinvigorated. Lovely. We'll stop here and move on to the next episode. See you in a sec. All right, here we are, and we're ready to go for the final episode of ReZero Season 2. Episode 25, I see Roswell. He looks sad. I see everybody else. And I see a bajillion buddies. For the last time for the season, beep beep timer. Mm-hmm. Yank! Oh, yeah. So we got this. We're fucked. Aww. Yeah. I've felt those teeths before. I'm not scared. I'm just remembering. I'm scared. Here they rabbit. We've never really seen Betty do... Chill. You're here for emotional support. Wait, is Subaru actually casting with her? What? I'm sorry, crossover? Minya! Minya! So they've combined their magic powers. And then we make stew. We're... Huh. Huh. This is true. This is true. He's the best we've ever had at being bait. Go, bait, go! Hold on, me! Oh, we're playing Tron. We're playing Tron. Ah. And we lean on each other. Tron achieved. Sasuga Subaru. That's my Subaru. We're just picking it up? Holy fuck, Amelia. Oh. Oh. What the fuck? Bye? Yeah, dimension transfer's real powerful. Holy shit, Betty, you locked away one of the great spirits? What the fuck, man? Get wrecked, Roswell. Get your dick stepped on. Aw, she's alive. What matters is yeah. Aww. Cause she's gotten what she wanted. As broken as he is, he's free. Mwah. 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 Alright, show's over. Holy fuck, what do we do now? Indeed. Yeah, because he's reincarnated. He's not even... Not according to his own words. I haven't gotten a Betty in a little while. He's not suited for it. Yeah! Exactly. It's a hopeful, like, reality, life-affirming answer. But because he became yours. Because he became yours. Hmm. The original? The self? Wait, I don't actually get it. Fucking idiot. I think it's love. I don't get it. I don't get the you actually are Roswell thing. Like, he's many generations of soul transcribed Roswell, right? And clones? So they find the family that was right there the whole time. They've been separated from each other by... Wow. Wow. That is that the first time we've seen Echidna's eyes from Roswell's perspective? Because throughout all his moments, they just weren't shown, right? Oh my gosh. Hmm. He just needs a nap. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, 大丈夫? Daijobi's really cute. Eh? Yes? So you want to live together? So are we together? Define the relationship. What? Is it because... Wait. Wait. We haven't fucked. Is it because we kissed? Yeah, there it is. I knew it. God, God damn it, Puck. It's really fucking funny. Oh my god. Everybody's taking a chance. All right, we can all be friends now. Oh, buddy. Hi, Ram. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he always has been, kinda. He wasn't trying to be a ding dong. He kinda was. Okay. And we still need to save. Still need to save Rem. I do. It makes sense. It is. It's hindsight and foresight. It's what everyone has gained after Amelia's trial. Hmm. Hmm. However. Hey. Oh shit, what the fuck? All swollen up is really funny. Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Yo, let's not do that then. He bound himself to it. Whoa. Whoa! Where? Yeah, without consent too. Fuck. Hmm. Because of you. Hmm. Rosuare. That is a broad promise, but all right. Oh, Petra. Okay. Okay. Okay, Petra. Mm. Yeah, but what about just sorry? Damn, Amelia. Cutting right to the quick. Say it! Ah, but I'm not a human being. All right, joking. Okay. Forgiveness. Pretty amazing. Where are we? Where are we? What? Wait, we're making Subaru a night? Actually, are you sure? Oh, I feel like I should remember her. That's Echidna. Okay. Mere obstacles. Mm-hmm. Whoa. He's put all of his faith in Subaru and his connection. Whoa. Hi, Amelia Tan! Nice dress, baby! It's Sporkles. How the fuck did he convince anybody to make him a knight? Isn't all of society gonna be pissed off about this? I guess it doesn't matter. And now his I am the silver-haired half-elf Amelia's knight is gonna be true. Hell of a dress. Hell fuck yeah, I'm ready. I'll swear it. Oh, family. Whoa. It is done. Your boy is part of the nobility. It'll kawaii ne. She does. She looks awesome in the outfit. All right. We gotta have a couple minutes of weird setup for the future, right? Indeed. I mean, look at that fucking dress. Have you seen it? Because what they were really talking about is return by death. Later? I'm a little scared. Fucking baka. Mm-hmm. You want to invite me to your room repeatedly? And talk for a long time? I also want this. It's like we love each other. Yeah. You did broach the baby thing, so. Hmm. I don't know what that means. Oh. Yeah. The genuine desire to be relied upon. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Because there will be plenty more horror before it's all back to this. But for now, we can dance. He's such a dork. That was really sweet. I'm just paying attention to the lyrics. And that is it, isn't it? So much tracing somebody else's lives and goals. It's great. It's great, and it's a great scene to end on. Right to left, sprinting into the future together. Her in a noble regal dress and him in knightly regalia. It's pretty fucking great. It's really cool. I think this is about as sweet an ending as we could get. It sort of feels like a slow tumbling ending because we resolved so much like a couple episodes ago and then have continued to resolve more things. It's part of the problem with it being such a complicated arc with so many moving pieces. But what we end up being able to do is to bring it all together and sort of resolve all the threads by tying them to each other, right? Like, Betty's thread gets tied to Subaru's thread, gets tied to Roswell's thread. And the reason that those threads were hanging is because deep in the past, they were separated, they were severed. So a lot of what we're doing is like going back and fixing things that shouldn't have ever gotten fucked. And then we do so as a grand demonstration of what forgiveness and looking forward to the future looks like. It's kind of shockingly easy to deal with the rabbits. And extremely cute from Betty. Betty being around is just excellent. We grow this reconnection between Roswell and Betty, where she's able to express herself really seriously and really put last episode together. And she and Roswell can really connect here. The whole time she's been treating him like he's not himself, because he's not, and yet he is. The connection that they were both craving. I mean, Betty also needs this connection outside with Subaru, and Roswell also needs this connection internally with Echidna and also with Ram. With Ram. But they've had each other this whole time. The person who could, in the world alive, who could best understand each of their circumstances, their loss of their mentor and mother, their boundedness to some prophecies and texts, the only people who could have understood each other were sitting right next to each other in the library of forbidden knowledge the whole time. Right there. And weren't ever able to connect. She didn't even believe that he was the same person. But it failed. There's a lot of characters in each other's eyes in this episode and in the last one. I think it's really excellent. You need only prepare a vessel that has a high affinity. Smack, 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 smack. And we get this moment of seeing Echidna. I thought her eyes were going to fucking open, I swear to God. And Roswell gets to see this image of her, as though it's put to rest. At least as though the facsimile, the falsehood of it, is put to rest. Because he says later that that's his goal. Flesh and blood Echidna. It's his goal. But still, there's some finality to it. Something like a giving up. I think this scene between Amelia and Subaru is really pretty. Just the color tone of it with these sunset hues and the blushiness and the cuteness around the kiss. Oh, and the accent of Puck and the silly cat. I think it's great. I think it's really great. And then wham bam boom bam, revenge best served cold. But most importantly, we need Roswell and we need to move forward. He's a part of this. We've been at odds, but only because of like layered misunderstandings. So now we can be on the same side. There are all these little connections between these characters that I think ring really solidly. Gar and Shima, Petra and her like refusal to forgive Roswell. It all works. It all works for me. And then we finish it off with this scene that's takes us back to nobility, takes us back to society and culture. And I think will lead to where we're really going, because that's the big quest that we've sort of stepped away from for this whole Sanctuary arc, is Emilia in society and Subaru as her knight, and like becoming the royal succession and the dragon and all of this stuff that like we haven't touched on for forever. Now Subaru is a knight and can re-enter that part of society very differently. And his words about being her knight will become more than just fantasy. They'll become something real. Not the past, not the present, but living for a future. We dispense with our fantasies here in these last few episodes of ReZero. That's been the lesson and the takeaway for me. These fictions, they bind Emilia in her dreams, in her trials, her past. These expectations, like Betty's expectation of the one, they bind us and they prevent us from making the choices that lead us to move forward. This waiting for something to come along and change our lives is shattered over and over by the characters who choose to create change, with all the uncertainty that it brings. Full of fear though they may be, they overcome it with gumption, with stupidity maybe, with recklessness, with that foolish, protagonistic Subaru drive to point at something you don't know and go for it. To choose, to try without knowing. Our futures might be full of new struggles, and indeed there will be plenty more horror and bullshit to deal with in this world. There is still plenty that we do not understand at all, and our goals themselves are unclear. But they're manageable, because these characters have each other, and they have belief in themselves and their friends. Because they are of one mind in the ways that matter. Because they're ready to fight for what they believe in. And they're ready to keep choosing day by day. I admire that a lot. I need it a lot. There's real value in it. In telling this story of people taken to extremes who decide to keep going. Because that's what this is. It's people reaching extremes and deciding to keep going. People deciding what they want and deciding to fight for it. Even if it's not clear, even if it's cloudy, even if it's uncertain. It's the choosing that overcomes that uncertainty. It's faith and belief. It's the antidote to the fear and to the expectation of betrayal. To the knowledge of loss, the inevitability of losing everyone and everything. Subaru's answer to Betty is a good answer. We choose the future that's right in front of us, knowing that it might evaporate. We'll still choose that guarantee every time. I think it's a good attitude. It makes me want to evaluate my current life and experiences and the people in it, and make sure that I want to choose them. Because I think if you can start there, knowing that that's what you want, then that's somewhere you can come back to. Even if you've lost it, even if you are just racked with doubt, you can know that you've chosen already. You can be willing to reevaluate, but you can also trust yourself. Choose to choose. Live with love. And maybe the future will unfold for you. Good. Invisible scars. Not enough to stop him. Good. Thank you so much for watching Season 2 of ReZero with me. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm sorry for the breaks and the inconsistency around it. I think the season really came together here at the end. I wonder what's going to come next. Because of the way that it's gone, I don't have to wait to find out. Season 3 of ReZero is already out and has been. So that's where we're going next. Into an unknown future with faith and love. Thanks so much, y'all. Much love. Peace.